Yo, what's up? The name is JuneMSB and today I'll be doing a quick review of Chainsaw Man. Let me just start out by saying Chainsaw Man is amazing. I finished the anime recently and I loved it. Loved the voice actors, sub and dub. There's not a lot of complaints here. Well, now that I think about it, maybe Aki's voice in the English dub is a little bit wonky to me, but that's just my take on it, that's just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me about that. Anyways, let me tell you about the things that I like about Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man gave us what it promised. It didn't try to deceive us or clickbait us. It gave us a man that is made out of chainsaws. And come on, what else can you ask for? It's fucking awesome as fuck. He's got a chainsaw for a head. It's fucking metal as hell. I love it. The show itself does a really good job on introducing characters or showing characters, the way they behave, the way they move. Like, they're very much alive. The characters are very much alive to the point where they seem like real people, like real people talking. Like the way characters interact with each other, they speak and move like human beings. The animation itself is like, it's kind of like, it feels like they've been rotoscoped. It looks like it's been rotoscoped, but I don't know. Maybe they're just really good at animating. I mean, it is MAPPA, so. And another thing about the characters is that they're really good at making an impact and not being forgettable. In their first appearances, none of them are forgettable because every single one of them made an impact in the show. Now you're probably thinking, what do I mean by making an impact? Well, what I mean is that the moment they come in their first appearances in the show, they always do something that's memorable. Something always happens to the characters that's gonna make you remember them. All their appearances, their first appearances, you remember every single one of them. Don't pretend you don't. Power's entrance with kicking the door open, Aki getting kicked in the balls, Kobeni screaming her heart out. Every single one of these is memorable. You know most of the characters' names. Like, if you start watching an anime, you won't remember shit. Like, you won't remember the characters' names. Like, you're like, what the fuck is the name of the fucking main character? You don't know what the main character's name is. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Now let's talk about the story of the show. The story itself is very easy to follow. There's devils and there's people out there who hunt devils. We follow a guy named Denji, a very simple guy who wants simple things. And you know what? That's fine by me. I'm not asking anymore. I'm okay with that. I don't want another person that wants to be the next Hokage. I don't want this person to be the next Pirate King. I don't want this person to be the next Hunter x Hunter. All I'm saying is that it's very realistic. He's a guy that wants simple things. To be able to eat in the morning, to have a place to stay, to be able to grab some titties. I think the show really captured how a young male teenager would behave, being immature and childish and all that, and I think that's awesome. Speaking of it being simple, a lot of people do bash the show for it being that way, and one of them is my friend. My friend said that the fights are repetitive, the fights are shit, the whole show sucks booty cheeks, and that he hates the show. It's repetitive and boring is basically what he's saying. And then he proceeds to say that all Chainsaw Man does in fights is he pulls out his chainsaws and he cuts his enemies to pieces and it's over. There's no variety to the fights, he says, because that's all he does is pull out his chainsaws, and it's boring. He's got a chainsaw for a head and chainsaw arms. What are you expecting him to do? Obviously, he's gonna cut them into pieces. I don't understand what you expect him to do. And then he proceeds to say to me, that's exactly it, June. I'm not the one who wrote the character. Well, no shit, you're not the one who wrote the fucking character, because if you did wrote the fucking character, it'd be fucking stupid. Anyways, when people say stuff like that, I think they're always missing the point of the show. I mean, literally, the whole point is about it being simple. They're not trying to be anything more. It's straight to the point. They don't linger on moments. Whenever there's fights, it's over really quickly, because they don't spend 5 minutes of their goddamn time thinking about what to do next. There shouldn't be a lot of talking in fights. I don't think so. Because you don't need to explain to me what your next move is. Again, this is my opinion. You can enjoy all that if you want. You can enjoy 10 minutes of your goddamn life listening to a character thinking about throwing a left hook. And you know, that's fine. You can enjoy whatever you want. Alright, now let's talk about the transformations. We already talked about it. Chainsaw head, chainsaw arms. It's metal. Literally, it's made out of metal. I think the transformations in Chainsaw Man is really unique. Like, usually in other animes, the way they transform and stuff is that it's either they have this monstrous form and you can hardly recognize the character because they look completely different from how they usually look like, or they have some sort of aura surrounding the character's body. But in this case, it's kind of like both. Like, you can still recognize the character from their behavior, their appearance, their personality. Denji's personality doesn't change much when he's Chainsaw Man, but at the same time, he takes on this monster-like form. but on like a smaller scale. It doesn't take over him. He's not like out of control. You know what I mean? Am I making sense here? Basically what I'm saying is that he looks cool. Such a simple design choice to put a chainsaw head on a character, but it works so well. I got nothing bad to say. I think it's really cool. Now, speaking of transformations, I'm just gonna let it out. I've been wanting to let this out for a while. I personally do not like multiple transformations.
This isn't even my final form.
That classic anime trope. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. And that's another thing that I like about Chainsaw Man. You get one transformation, and that's it. He'll probably get another transformation later on, but it's probably just gonna be another variation of what he already has. He'll probably get more chainsaw arms, but that doesn't really count. Now, let's segue back to what my friend said before. Variation, variety in the fights. I think what he means by that is he wants Denji to be creative, to have some sort of critical thinking involved in fights, where Denji needs to figure out how to do math equations to defeat the math devil, you know? And then you start switching back and forth using your different forms, 1, 2, and 3 Super Saiyan Chainsaw Man 4, and become that guy from Smash that goes, "I'm really feeling it!" You know that guy from Smash? If you want that so bad, then go back to playing Smash! Anyways, sorry about that. But Chainsaw Man, it's pretty fucking good. I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10. Pretty fucking good show. I don't really have anything bad to say about the show, so yeah. Well, that's it. That concludes Quick Review with JuneMSB. See you later.